And hello everybody, welcome on back to the final episode of Assassin's Creed Rogue, where we're going to go ahead and clean up the last little bit.
Authorized personnel only means, don't you?
Yes, but I also have a level 3 security clearance, so I don't want to hear it, bucko. Was trying to give a YouTube intro, thank you very much. Anyways, I was like, we're going to go ahead and finish up the last little bit of lore stuff that we gotta do.
Didn't have to yell at us for not fixing the elevator before she did.
I can't believe she made you cry like that.
She said some very hurtful things. I don't want to talk about it anymore.
Poor guy. She does seem pretty mean though, so like understandable. But yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and finish up all of this stuff and get the little wrap up in the real world things before we jump into the next game, which is Assassin's Creed Unity. You do that, and then you go like that. So now, there we go. Yeah, this time nobody will have to watch me fumble around with puzzles for way too long.
Speak.
Why has Violet DaCosta been removed from Sigma Team?
I'm reassigning our assets as I see fit to align with the goals of the Phoenix Project.
The Phoenix Project? Sigma Team would be of more use hunting down the remaining assassins. Let Delta Team hunt precursor relics instead.
Those relics are the key to sequencing First Civilization DNA. Accomplishing that goal will in turn make the assassins even less of a threat than they are now.
Be that as it may, Agent DaCosta should not be wasted on something like Abstergo entertainment.
Last year's fiasco with the Sample 17 project showed me that Abstergo Entertainment is more than just a disposable subsidiary. It's the best resource we have to finding new pieces of Eden.
It is a weak link that has been compromised by our enemies time and time again.
All the more reason to have DaCosta secure their access to the cloud servers. We're confident that Melanie LeMay won't fuck it up, like Olivier Garneau.
Bringing a civilian like that into our ranks is also unwise.
Time will tell with Miss LeMay, but she handled the John Standish situation with an even hand. She helped us discover the existence of sages, and in doing so, has done more for Phoenix than you have, Mr. Berg.
She also continues to ignore the presence of the instruments of the First Will within her operation.
Those whack jobs are actually useful to us for now. They're a cheap source of relics we can exploit. If they become too much of a problem, we'll deal with them with the same efficiency we deal with the assassins.
Giving the assassins time to regroup is a tactical mistake. We should strike them now while they are at their most vulnerable.
We value your passion and expertise, Mr. Berg, and your concerns have been noted. Now pack your bags. You've got a busy year ahead of you.
Okay. Nothing like hearing antivirus get trashed in in this game as well. There's just, like I said, there's just something about the way that they present all of this stuff that just makes it extremely interesting to me. So they said a lot of people, from what I read, started to really not like the real world stuff, but I still think it's interesting and genuinely holds up really well. And so it gives us a lot of extra context for what's going on and a lot more interesting things to think about.
Details of Harlan T. Cunningham's life were difficult to acquire, as many traces of his identity before becoming an assassin were altered or erased by Gavin Banks. It is only thanks to Agent DaCosta's remarkable skills that we are able to piece together this profile. Cunningham was outed as homosexual in high school, which unfortunately ruined a promising wrestling career. He left Texas as quickly as he could, and fled to Europe. Cunningham was recruited by the Brotherhood in Florence, Italy, under the leadership of assassin veteran Adriano Maestranzi. Sigma Team attacked the Florence hideout in 2012, but Maestranzi detonated a bomb. 3 assassins were killed before the explosion, but Sigma team was annihilated in the process. Cunningham and I were the only survivors. Cunningham was last sighted in Rotterdam, alongside Arend Schutt, a former mixed martial arts champion who also suffered a career backlash when he came out as homosexual. It is clear that Cunningham is mentoring Schutt in the ways of the Brotherhood. Although physically gifted and extremely dangerous, Schutt is a poor choice as an assassin. He is incapable of keeping a low profile and will compromise the Brotherhood despite himself. Recently, Cunningham stole a piece of Eden from an Abstergo facility in Rotterdam. During the operation, Schutt was charged to attack Abstergo employees throughout the city to draw attention away from his mentor. Although Sigma team managed to reclaim the item, both Cunningham and Schutt escaped. I will not allow Cunningham to get away from me a third time.
Okay. Again, more interesting context just to kind of see what's going on behind the scenes, because we know that they've been hunting the assassins and whatnot, and have largely been pretty successful because Abstergo has a ton more resources at their hand. But still see, like, even, you know, Mr. Berg's Sigma team that's some of the best are still kind of getting their asses handed to them. Is like pretty nice to see. Okay, so that gets you that. If we do this, there we go. It's funny because it also doesn't seem like there's a lot of way to go through, so it just might be two short
Field report,
episodes.
Phoenix Project, November 1st, 2013. Agent DaCosta alerted me to a possible lead on the Koh-i-Noor diamond. A replica can be found among the crown jewels of England. However, the true diamond is a powerful piece of Eden and has been lost for centuries. Jot Sura is a programmer at Mysore Tech, a company working with Abstergo Entertainment to release a variant of the Animus headset to Asia, called the Brahmin device. He's been associating with Siobhan Dami, the sister of Jadseep Dami, a known assassin. Could the Brotherhood be using the Brahmin device to locate the Koh-i-Noor? Until we have more evidence, I have decided to use a local Abstergo strike force rather than mobilize Sigma team. Update, November 3rd, 2013. Jot Sura was abducted outside of Dreamland Studios in Mumbai. He was seen being forced into a van by Siobhan and Jadseep Dami. This confirms my suspicions. The assassins must be using Jot Sura's genetic memories to locate the Koh-i-Noor. I have authorized the local Abstergo soldiers to engage and eliminate the assassins, with instructions that the Brahmin device must be kept intact. I am en route to India. Update, November 4th, 2013. I arrived in India too late. Our strike team engaged the assassins in two separate conflicts. The body of Siobhan Dami was found at the first site, but her remains were too badly damaged in an explosion to collect any genetic information. I found the Brahmin device at the second site, but after reviewing the genetic memories recorded within, I am relieved to find that Jot Sura's bloodline was a dead end. The real Koh-i-Noor diamond remains lost to both sides. Jadseep Dami escaped, which means we must monitor this new assassin activity in India closely. I am closing this file and proceeding to my next mission.
Okay. I do also think it's interesting too, just to kind of see all the different breakups of everything. Because, you know, so the documents, stuff going on modern day, this is where you get all the stuff about Otto Berg. Sigma team is just the team hunting all of the assassins and whatnot. Berg's inspiration. Those are the kind of like market research done on the assassins that end up helping the Templars. And the Phoenix Project being based around like the actual relics and whatnot. And I'm assuming if there's... I think that was 4 categories. But there's 4 categories, and that must mean that there's like 1 item left per category. Don't have to go up, so we just need those 2, and... Oh, maybe I don't see it because I'm not there? Who knows? I don't know, it's that thing where like... So like, I am weird, where I have a problem with like actually playing and finishing games. Because a lot of times I'm like, well, I don't want this to end, so if I just don't finish it, it never ends. And that's not quite the best way to handle it, because then you don't actually like get to enjoy the stories of things, and then you're just gonna constantly like put yourself into a hole and not like get to experience stuff that you want to experience. So is there really nothing up here? Kinda surprised, but okay. To the lobby then. But, so it's a thing that I'm like working on more and more, and I think doing stuff, at least for like series on YouTube, has helped me actually get through things better. Because I have the bad habit of, like, do you ever just have time to finally play something and then you sit down and you're like, I want to play this, and then you think about it and you're like, no, it's like, I kind of want to play this though, and then you just constantly second guess yourself until you've actually wasted more time than you could have spent playing on things, and then you get even more upset because you didn't actually get to do anything. So, like, I have that problem a lot.
How about now? No? Now? No. Shit. Why isn't this working?
The troubleshooting process. But, like I said, playing it through the lens of here has given me more of an opportunity to be like, okay, maybe we'll actually, like, do things. And it's worked out pretty well. I've been having a lot of fun with playing and actively enjoying myself.
Oh.
Oh, Wilhelm scream?
The kill box is live. Sorkin's picking off the stragglers as they escape.
Good. Proceed to stage 2.
All points, the word is given. Stage 2 is a go. I repeat, stage 2 is a go.
Get those doors down.
3, 2.
Adriano Maestranzi, I have come for you.
What's he holding?
Vittoria agli assassini.
Bomb! Berg! Sigma team? Anyone, do you copy?
Ah, so that's the one that all of the team dies except for him, I think, and then he gets that scar. And then that was where Cunningham survived, from what we heard in that other message. Alright, let's see, what can we do? Okay, that gets us you. Let's just happen to work. Alright. Close. Oh no, because what are the two? There we go. I said having a lot more success so far with getting these ones done.
This is a priority message to all Sigma team operatives. Assassins have stolen an artifact from a Rotterdam storage facility. Rally point is at 51.887107 by 4.559017. Be there at 0600 local time. Stragglers will be put to death, so move it. Listen up, losers. There are 2 confirmed assassins operating in the city. Target number 1 is Harlan Cunningham, the only survivor of a cell in Florence that our fearless leader eradicated a couple of years back. He stole the precursor box and is on the run. Target number 2 has been identified as Aaron Shute, former MMA champion, and now Cunningham's disciple and lover.
Let's
How
go.
romantic. He's running interference, murdering our Templar agents embedded in Abstergo facilities throughout the city.
Sorkin, take Sigma team and go after Shoot. I will take down Cunningham myself and recover the artifact.
I don't like the idea of you going alone, boss.
I want to deal with him personally. Sigma team, maintain contact with Violet at all times. You have your orders.
Sorkin, you dipshit! Don't engage him hand-to-hand. Pull your men back.
Get some! He's got my gun!
Sniper 1, do you have a shot?
Negative. He's using Sorkin as a shield.
He's tearing us apart! Take the shot!
I hit Sorkin.
Oops.
He dropped a smoke bomb. I've lost visual.
He's gone.
That's our cue. Pick up your sorry asses and get to the extraction point. Double time.
Just fucking kill me already.
I had a dream about you.
Ah, that's sweet. But I'm with someone.
In my dream, you never made it out of Florence alive.
What can I say? I'm too stubborn to die. Hello, lover.
Hercule!
We can't leave the box behind.
Fuck that! I killed half the Sigma team. Let's quit while we're ahead.
See you in your dreams, Berg.
What a shit show.
Compile the relevant parts of our audio logs and send them to Letitia, England. Tell her this is exactly why she should be letting us hunt assassins.
That is so funny though, just be like, actually I'm with someone. Dang it, I only have 7 of the 20 tablets? Those are probably going to be more annoying to find than anything, but I'm committed to the cause. Okay. So... There's no way there's not anything down there though, right? There's also the thing where it's like I'm surprised that they're not actually like showing me any of the stuff on the map at the moment. I wonder if like the tablets you have to be close enough to just kind of see an add-on or what?
I'm bored out of my skull. But orders are orders, and my orders are to stand right here.
You're doing great, buddy. Real proud of you. Must be hard to have to sit there and do that. Yet again, Sean, every time I've come to this place, all I can do is think of it. You know, went one game without the guy and I kind of miss him. He may have been annoying and rude and snarky. Thought he was funny by being like that, but you know, maybe there was some charm to the guy. Did get better as time went on, I will say that.
My ass is gonna explode if I don't go now.
Like, I guess we've all been there before, huh? They're like, poor guy though, because he straight up was just like, my ass is going to explode. Like, you know what? It's like, just, like, just go, girl, come on. Wow, that was easy.
Duncan Walpole rose to the ranks to become a master assassin. But he was restricted by a brotherhood which chose to send him across the ocean to the West Indies, rather than find a way to nurture his potential. Once there, Duncan attracted the notice of Laureano Torres, former governor of Cuba and Templar Grand Master. Through their correspondence, Torres offered a less violent way to achieve their mutual goals, by using precursor artifacts as a surveillance system, rather than the murders and scheming favored by the Brotherhood. Sadly, Duncan was killed by a pirate before the Templars could help him achieve his potential. Although Duncan's story does not have a happy ending, it clearly demonstrates that the Templars' highest goals of peace and order need not exclude personal success and achievement.
Okay. Like, understandable. Also, I'm curious too, I was like, I wonder what happened to the person that was working here through Edward's story. So is this, and this sets you up like this. So those two should be fine there. And then this one I have on here, and that bottom one's 4. But what if we... Actually, hold on. What if we go like this? There we go. And then you we can just move without... Ooh, last video. Or last audio, I guess.
Sean Hastings was a university professor whose hobby was leaking Abstergo secrets. He was hours away from being killed by Abstergo when he was saved by Rebecca Crane, an assassin hacker. Since then, the pair have been inseparable, providing technical support for assassin field agents. Hastings and Crane infiltrated Abstergo Entertainment Montreal in late 2013. And were responsible for the theft of classified information. It is unclear if they planted the virus currently affecting the Helix servers, or if they merely left the door open for other hackers to exploit. Rebecca Crane's skills are not to be underestimated. She created the Animus 2.0, an assassin version of Warren Viddick's original machine. It appears that she was also largely responsible for establishing a new, more secure assassin network. It would seem Crane and Hastings have been promoted within the Brotherhood. There are rumors that they are now leading some kind of hacker collective known as the Initiates, and attempting to lure them to the assassin side.
That's cool. Okay, so that's all of that stuff. Now, we just try to find all of the little tablets. So, my main piece on all of this though is like, I think that, like I said, the outside lore is super interesting. There's a lot of stuff you can gather from just like taking the time to read through it. I think it's cool that we actually get to see like what everyone else was doing and all that fun stuff, because I feel like it's really easy to just kind of ignore. So it's nice that we get we get that background. It's nice to be like, yeah, you know what, there's still the rest of the world going on outside of this, even though this is what we're focused on. So with that said, I'm going to pause here, so I'll be back in, just a split second for you, but we're going to try and find the rest of those tablets, so I will be right back. I almost hit Alt F4 and that would have not done anything I wanted it to. Alright, and I'm back. Time to now read some wonderful documents, emails, whatever. So this one's the subject of Arno Dorian. Hi Robert. You come highly recommended and I'm thrilled to have you in our studio. I'm putting you to work on a special project for me. The subject is Arno Dorian. His story takes place during the French Revolution. I want you to explore every avenue of his life that you can. The goal is to have a new blockbuster to present to the Abstergo brass next year. As such, this is super classified. Your direct supervisor will be Aiden St. Clair, CC'd. You can only discuss the project with Aiden or myself. You'll probably be logging in some overtime in the Animus. I've added a mandatory weekly meeting with our psychiatrist, Dr. Pibot, CC'd, to make sure you're not suffering from any bleeding effect. Welcome to Abstergo Entertainment. Don't let me down. Smile. From Melanie LeMay. So the tragedy of Jacques de Molay. Hey, I just read the final text for the first episode. Last of the heroic Knights Templar, Jacques... I hate not hearing it, so I can't pronounce it. Jacques de Molay was a man of principle, a towering intellect betrayed by the man he trusted most, the corrupt king of France. Love it, and I think our users are gonna love it too. This is going down in the crown jewel of our Helix launch in the fall. Good job, everyone. History is Hitman Altair. Hi, Emo. I understand your concerns, given that we have already passed on several of the historical figures in previous market analysis. Having said that, I think we can use a lot of this data to present these people not as fictional action heroes, but as a focus of historical documentaries. After a few iterations, we've come up with this as our best angle. Amid the chaos of the Crusades, one man's moral transgressions tower above all others. Experience firsthand what it means to be a remorseless killing machine in the age of philosophical turmoil. These could be a series, something like History's Hitmen. Haha, that's turbo lame, but you get the idea. Or they could be standalone. Maybe this one can be Murder in the Levant or something like that. We're going to commission a few features using these controversial figures for Helix's launch. Let's see how they do, and then we'll discuss continuing the series or trying something else. Thank you for honest feedback, it's always appreciated. Alright. Ezio Auditore. Hi, Emo. I agree that Ezio's shady character makes him suitable for a leading role, so maybe we can just take him out altogether and create a virtual tourism feature? Something like travel to the Italian Renaissance for a taste of fine wine, free thought, and filthy hearts as Abstergo Entertainment shows you the true meaning of enlightenment. Attend wild parties, witness spectacles unseen for 500 years, and rub elbows with the most famous nerd the world has ever known, Leonardo da Vinci. I'm also considering a series focusing on some notable serial killers of history. Ezio certainly qualifies. Anyways, have a think and let me know what you come up with. Connor. Hi, Mo. I think we should focus on George Washington rather than Connor. Washington and the Wolf has a nice ring to it. Take part in the unlikely friendship between America's most revered hero, General George Washington, and a sullen Mohawk native named Connor. Stirring tale of violence, revenge, and betrayal set during the earliest years of the American Revolution. George Washington we can franchise. I don't know that we'd get more than one feature out of Connor. Plus, don't get me started on his wife or the way he died. What a mess. Alright, Haytham Kenway. Just to keep you in the loop, I heard back from the editorial this morning. The story itself is untouched, but this is going to be the menu text for the Haytham Kenway feature. Devoted patriot, celebrated scholar, loving father, exclusive to Helix, witnessed the rise and martyrdom of one of the American Revolution's least known heroes, a Helix exclusive. I think it fits perfectly with the title you've chosen, The Lone Eagle. Haytham is going to appeal to a wide audience, and the story is definitely going to give people a bad case of the feels, as those internet kids say. Oh my god, I'm old, aren't I? ML. Edward Kenway. We have Devils of the Caribbean taken from his genetic memories, but I think we can do more. Is there a way we can spin a cautionary tale around his actual life? Alternatively, do you know anything about his life once he returned to England? I know his family had a big mansion in London somewhere. Is it still standing? I don't want to give the impression that the studio is just reusing the same genetic memories over and over, so I want to recycle assets to save money. The experience has to be totally fresh. ML. Aveline de Grandpierre. I'd like to explore the possibility of a follow-up to Liberation. We found some footage of Aveline's activities in New England, and it seems clear that she was still very active later in life. Ideally, I'd like a sequel to Liberation or some kind of follow-up, but I understand that's going to take some resources that we don't have right now. Quick fix option is to reuse existing assets to take a more family-friendly angle on her story. From scrappy servant to a woman of dignity and poise, experience the heartwarming 18th century tale of a young Creole woman as she struggles to find her long-lost mother and heal the wounds of separation forever. Additionally, the liberation of Lady Aveline might open up some revenue from women, which is a demographic I think we've been ignoring for too long now. Alright. Robert de Sable. I'm starting to have second thoughts about doing a feature on Robert de Sable. While he was a great leader, I don't know that there's anything in knight that fought and died during the Crusades that makes him stand out. I'm wondering if we could leave him aside for now and focus on Madeleine Delisle, a successful businesswoman in pre-colonial Louisiana, as more of a feel-good success story. No. Okay. Triumph of the Borgias. I think focusing on his dysfunctional family life is the wrong track to take. I've modified your initial pitch, and I would suggest going for something like this. Rodrigo Borgia's quest to reform the irrational excesses and corruptions of the Catholic Church from its highest office, the papacy. Experience firsthand his rise, his reforms, and his unlikely death. The program itself is top-notch though. Great work. Give my team your best. ML. Cesare Borgia. Hi. After looking over the footage you presented, I decided that rather than dedicate an entire feature to the loathsome Cesare Borgia, we'll use it to add some spice and conflict to the existing Rodrigo Borgia piece. Cesare is just too much of an asshole to have his own show. Based. Loreno Torres. I don't know how to say this politely, so please don't think this is anything personal or reflection of you or your work. You're a star. But I think doing an entire virtual feature about Loreno Torres is the single most boring pitch that's ever come across my desk. Sorry. Okay, what about Giovanni Borgia? So, if I'm reading your reports properly, you're saying Giovanni Borgia was born deformed, miraculously survived, but frequently hallucinated about past lives, and associated with some of the biggest occultists of the Renaissance? That's amazing! Our last supernatural movie, They Walk Among Us, was met with really mediocre reviews. If we could use these genetic memories to start a new occult thriller franchise, we might be back on track to win some of those disgruntled fans. ML. Divya? AI? Hello, AJ. It's looking like we'll be able to use Animus Tech to create a digital version of Monima DOS to finish the production of Divya AI. My condolences again to a resilient cast and crew. If nothing else, we'll be able to give Monima the glorious send-off she deserves. When it's done, I like to talk about using my stored tech to remaster other traditional forms of entertainment, concerts or sporting events for example, into fully immersive Animus experiences. Best MO. Xiao Jun. We first got a glimpse of Xiao Jun while in the Ezio auditory section of Sample 17. With so much demand for strong female characters right now, do you think we can focus on some R&D into finding her genetic material? There's some evidence connecting her to Zhejiang Emperor, who, by all historical accounts, was a cruel jackass. Great villain potential. If memory serves, I think there was also a Mongol invasion around that time. There's a lot of potential for a great new action franchise. Fiora Cavazza. Hey, Felipe? I don't know. I'm bad at reading it, but if I hear it, then I can do it from there. You're getting great data from Fiora Cavazza, but I just want to chime in now and say that I don't want to focus too much on her early life as a courtesan in the Rose and Fiore. Rather, I want to focus on I want to focus on the intrigue and tension when she betrays her gang. I cannot stress enough how much I do not want Fiora to be perceived as an over-sexualized object, but rather as a cunning spy who had to make difficult choices to overcome life-threatening obstacles. I'm gonna be on your ass about this, so always err on the side of good taste. I believe in you. Nikolai Orlov. I like this take a lot. Psychotic Russian terrorist meddles in the affairs of a once proud monarchy. Now, for the first time in history, learn the truth about Russia's swift and brutal descent into anarchy and chaos at the genesis of the 20th century. I'm not sure about White Death as a name, though. Radical Reds, The Fall? Haha, I suck at naming, but I think we can just sit down and hammer out a final title. Coffee soon? Kairos of Zorax. Thought the fad would die out, but big budget historical epics are still a thing. I think it's time Abstergo Entertainment showed everyone how it's really done. Quick glance through some DDS files brought up the name Kairos of Zorax. He was a renowned athlete, but also studied with Pythagoras. That's a well-educated slice of beefcake right there, ML. Hey you! Remember when you said you wanted to see MMA events through an animus? IRC, what you actually said was, I want a cage-side seat to bathe in their man-sweat. P. Well, I took the idea to heart and we're working with we're working with our partners at My Store Tech in India to remaster some traditional entertainment as virtual features. I'm gonna have to have concerts and historical tourism, but I made sure we got some combat sports just for you, my dear. We're gonna have a series called The Best of Tornado de Combate, Brazil's biggest promotion. Their CEO was a bit of a dick, but the Abstergo name carries a lot of weight, so that definitely helped us out. Smile. Volume 1 is going to include fighters like Guilherme Venancio, Aaron Shoot, and Luis Otavio Duras. Means nothing to me, but I hope you're excited. ML. Also, there's Shoot again being mentioned. And conspiracies. Hi, Evan. I want to diversify our programming a bit and attract a big of the fringe. I want to diversify our programming a bit and attract a big of the fringe elements in the terms of customer base. Maybe that's supposed to be bit? With that in mind, I thought a new series focused on crazy conspiracy shit might be right up your alley. A few subjects to focus on. Hermeticis, the lost civilization of Lemuria, miracles in the Bible, planetary consciousness, the singularity. I'd like to see if we can get some big-time celebrities to narrate these things. Now, at first glance, they'll probably balk at the subject matter, but I bet if we feed them the script in chunks that are out of order, we can easily manipulate them into thinking they're participating in a proper science documentary. Go nuts! And then, this is what I got for actually getting all of the tablet documents. So it's something that I would want to go and find the actual location, but I don't know if I really want to go do that, so. But that's going to go ahead and call it there, because that's now all of the extra little lore bits that we got here. And yeah, overall, again, I had a really fun time with this game. I think it was done really well, despite being such a short experience, and I am excited to jump into Assassin's Creed Unity next time. So, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.